Your Excellency PO, Nigeria can always have one president at a time. Now,
Yes,
everyone who's vie for this position means well for the country. That's what it means. Now, the present administration is on. Would it be out of place, since you're not able to become the president, to offer hand of fellowship to work in this administration to make it work and make it better for what you want it to be? Now,
that's
few are hurting the economic team of this administration. Largely, the economy team churns out policies that are people oriented and people friendly. Your Excellency, sir. If someone with like you, with your knowledge, heads the economic team, trust me, whatever you want to do for Nigeria will be in place and it will be passed. So why not be in the ruling party and leaving the opposition now that it does
no,
not
no, no,
work?
no, no. It would be wrong. It would destroy the system. Because let me tell you,
You
exactly
can
what I'm doing by being in opposition.
okay.
For,
Being
for
in
a system to
opposition.
work, for a system to work, you must be able to have an effective alternative everywhere in the world, even in your private business. You must have an alternative. That the reason why you're seeing America, Britain, everything, the first world develop is because they have an effective opposition. What are the things that have killed Africa is not having effective opposition, because everybody is lumped into one. That's what I'm providing now, and I can tell you, I can show you places where things would have gone wrong, and people said no. Listen, Peter B will oppose this, or this person will oppose this. That is exactly what I'm doing now. That's why I'm even advocating that we have to either go back to parliamentary system or have a near parliamentary system where whenever there is in the parliament anywhere, when it's presidential questions time or prime minister's question time, he answers it himself, not through subletting it to somebody we didn't elect.
So, guys, that was the moment Mr. Peter Obi was asked why has he not joined, the APC-led government in providing solutions to some of our challenging experiences at the moment. I mean, some of the problems we have today in Nigeria. That was a question thrown at him, and you heard what how he responded to that. That it is good to have a strong opposition, as in all of us shouldn't just be in one party. You can imagine Peter Obi going to join the APC, and then who stands to be the opposition then? Seeing that PDP is not even playing its role as an opposition, Peter Obi has chosen, to occupy that space, to close that gap, and that is what he's doing. So many people want Peter Obi to go help this government, in giving them suggestion on how to navigate the affairs of this country. But this government is not even coming to realize that they don't have anything to offer. I mean, it's only when you realize that you cannot do something and you reach out for help that people will be willing to help you. They keep telling us, the president will keep telling us that he has qualified team members. I mean, teamship. That's what he calls it. No wonder the Ghanaian man said, if your leader is dull, it's going to affect even the people walking around him. Listen to what this Ghanaian pastor said for yourself while I allow you go ahead to listen to Mr. Peter Obi.
Nigeria is a worst nation. I am saying it because I know what I'm saying. When you appoint a leader that is dull, everybody in that nation will look as if they are dull. But Nigerians are brilliant people. In all the university in America, Nigeria, they are top notch. But their leader, they are dull. No brain of businesses, no brain of future, no brain of infrastructure, no brain of raising people. But they have only brain to steal money. And that's why you see Nigerians everywhere, and nobody wants to see green passport again. I pray one day that the whole nation will say they don't want Nigeria again. You know why? that prayer God will answer it, so that Nigerians will go back home. Necessity is the mother of invention, so that they will think.
Every leader has his own purpose and his own time. The people today, I'm not saying they don't have the best of ideas. Yes, they have a lot of professors, they're wonderful people, but I will not drive this vehicle called Nigeria the same way. When I talk about things I talk about, cutting costs and everything, my brother has been governor. It wasn't easy for a lot of my colleagues to do what I'm doing. I've also been, if you don't know, it's not just being governor. I've also been bank chairman in this country, where I was the only bank chairman who was not living in their land. I lived in a place called Festac. And I come to meeting, and I remember the bank telling me, you have to do this and everything. So people think I started this if you go to the bank where I was chairman, Fidelity, go there, I turned down chairman's vehicle. They wrote me a letter and told me, you're entitled to this type of vehicle, Range Rover, Mercedes 500. I said, no. Because at that time I drive Peugeot. I said, my Peugeot will bring me here, and I will do this job and go. I did not borrow 1 naira from them for 1 day. I said, I am not here. We are here to manage people's money. So we have different lifestyles. What I'm doing now is what I want to do for the country to be good. And it is better where I'm offering it. And I've said it alternatively. When they do things, that's what makes a system.
At Soltai 1988 says, sir, you have been putting out statements to counter most of what some may consider anti-people policies of this government, and this is really commendable. In a situation whereby the government continues in this path of bringing out policies that make life difficult for the masses, what do you recommend? And now I'm paraphrasing. In what ways can citizens get the government to change their positions on such policies?
Well, again, that's exactly what I answered in the last question. When we have effective opposition, I've now started even telling bodies like Nigerian Economic Summit, you can't continue to invite only people in government to occasions. Because that's what happens in Nigeria. That's what I'm going through now. I told you, if I want to come to a place, the people don't want to see you because they feel, hey, if you come now, you greet them. These people will see you. This is it. But if you go in societies that work, all the G7, G20 countries that work, you invite people in government, you invite the opposition. So for us, what we need to do is to remain where we are and say, this is wrong. Look at in a few months, all of you are harassing labor legislators and say they're not doing the right thing. That's what it should be. Because you voted them for a purpose. Don't allow them to, after voting them, for them to go and say, oh, they didn't come there themselves. There was something they were offering and we voted them. There was something this government was offering and we voted them. They've told us that we're going to be 1 trillion economy, we're going to be this, we're going to be that, we're going to be this in the next few. That is what we want to see. If you know what, that's why we should be able to say, hey, that number of people that went to COP went there because that's how they used to go. So when this happens, you say no. They want to build a house, we say no. They want to buy yachts, we say no. All these things are no because they're no. Don't tell us, oh, it's been there. Oh, there's nothing wrong in it. Like they used to say when the question about yachts, they say, somebody used to, a governor used to own yacht, a governor used to own plane. That was when things were good. Today, we can no longer go on that way. We can no longer afford that type of lifestyle. It is no longer visible for us to do things like that, and it must be stopped.
Yeah, good evening from my end first. Good evening, Mr. President. I
Good
call you
evening,
Mr.
my brother.
because I know we won the election and the criminals stole it from us. Mr. President, from what we have seen in the past year, we have seen that our ballot revolution will not do it. We have also seen that the courts will not do it for us. They are compromised. We saw the blatant whatever they did at the Supreme Court. And we have seen subsequently how the criminals in government today, I will use the word criminals because we all in this room know the truth. The whole world knows the truth. How they have continued to blatantly put their people, their cronies in power, from INEC to police to whatever arms of government. Mr. President, you and I know, and everybody knows, that going to the ballot again will not do it for us. Take Imo, take Kogi, take Bayelsa as examples. Take Kano as example. Take Port Harcourt as example. Those states where I'm from is coming up very soon. The same thing will happen. Mr. President, I will differ with everybody in this room and ask you a simple question. Please, when are we going to hit the streets? Because if the tables were turned, Tinubu and his gang would have turned off Nigeria by today. We played by the rule, voted massively, went to the court massively, and we did everything. And they still denied us what was right. Mr. President, there is no constitution today in Nigeria. So when are we going to hit the streets? That is the language they will understand. If you say you don't want people to be killed, they dropped a bomb in Kaduna few weeks ago. You visited them. They killed innocent people over there. Across the country, people are being kidnapped daily. Coppers going to Zamfara are still in captive for over 4 months, if I'm not mistaken. People can't feed across Nigeria, Mr. President. When are we going to hit the street? That is what they will understand. Because we won the election. And as I round up, Mr. President, you made a statement that people from abroad were calling you, trying to cut deals with you on how to govern Nigeria. We know they don't.
I'm so sorry to interject, Chief Oaken. If you don't mind, can you please go straight to your question?
The question is, when are we hitting the streets? Thank you, Mr. President.
Okay. Thank you very much. I know how you feel. I know the pain you feel. But let me tell you what I've always said. We are preaching the right things. We will not do it wrongly. I've always said that those who want to answer excellency must come through the excellent way. It will take time. It will look as if it's going to be tonight. But I will tell you, it won't be too far. We are going to do it the right way, and we're going to get there. We're going to do it the right way, and it's going to get there. The people will be with us. They will come to an end one day, because there are things I cannot tell. They're coming to an end because hunger, everything, because they can't do it. We're not going to. I have said to people, if you hit the streets, it will be worse. It will be worse for those you're trying to protect, because they are the ones who live in armored houses with armored cars, which I and you don't have. They live a sophisticated life. They are now using billions to refurbish themselves and everything. I said it before that coppers who genuinely want to serve Nigeria are now in captivity and people are celebrating. People are celebrating and nobody cares. They didn't mention them in their celebration. I didn't see their celebration mention, oh, these my people who are in captivity. I didn't see them show prayers or mention those who died in Kaduna in their speeches. So, please, let's not allow more to die. Yes, it might be language they will understand, but after more people have been killed and kidnapped and lots of excuse given, my pleading with you is that let us try to continue the same way we've done it so far. We will get there. Quote me anywhere.
Okay, thank you very much, Your Excellency. So real quick, let's go over to Nello before we come over to Omega. Hi, Nello.
Hi, Pels. Good evening, the People's President, the People's Choice, Mr. Peter Obi. It's such an honor to be here today to speak to you. So, sir, my question is this.
It's
We
an
know
honor
that
for me
Nigerian,
too.
so we know that Nigerian politicians are ruthless. I mean, we saw what they did in the last election. And it's very nice to hear you speak and to hear your optimism, for the Nigeria that we want, the Nigeria that we deserve. But I'm just very worried, that we are dealing with, monsters, people who believe in holding on to power at all costs. And I'm looking at, what happened at the last election. And I'm looking at, the next election to come because obviously for you to be able to effect any change of any kind, you need to be able to get into power. And if the conditions remain the same, how how do how do you get people to come out again to put in everything because it's like you do everything, you convince people to come out and vote, and they come, they even some people give up their lives, defending these votes, and then the umpire just comes and do whatever they like, and they get the judges to declare them, and it's like another cycle of hopelessness. So how do we mitigate this? What can we do? Because when I look at the Nigerian situation, when I look at what happened in the last election,
I'm really
I'm
sorry,
thinking,
Nello, I'm really very sorry to interject you right now. Please, do you want to just go straight to your
yeah, I was just
question?
about to round up. Actually, I was just going to
Okay.
say, how do we mitigate what happened, in the last election from happening again? Going about it the right way, just like you've suggested.
Well,
Thank you.
we will continue. If you look at what we were able to do in 1 year, it wouldn't have been possible if not for our remaining together and resilient. And like I told you, if they think it is that easy for them, I won't be going through what I'm going through today. You know, but because they too are scared, they too are going everything, even what we're talking now, they're listening. They know that we're on the right path. They're not God. So let us remain faithful to what we're doing. Let's do the right things. The right thing will definitely happen here one day. And you will see it. The pain and the suffering of the people will be heard. It will not go in vain. And I believe it will happen soon, sooner than we think. We have people, difficult governments all over the world. One day they came to an end. Things that people thought it was impossible happened. And it will happen here. All that we is that we need to remain together.
Peter Obi. Okay, so my question is, knowing how fraudulent this administration came into power, do you think they're going to be a credible election in Nigeria? Do you think if a party wins an election, that this current administration is going to hand over power to them, knowing how fraudulent and how evil they are? Do you think it's possible for another party to win an election and take it?
But remember,
That's my question.
remember what I said before. Let's continue where we are. They will one day. They will not be there forever. They can't live forever. They are human beings. They too will even die one day. So they are not going to be there forever. When this is happening, it looks as if they are going to remember. They are not going to be here forever. They are human beings.
Okay, thank you, Excellency, for that very quick one. So, guys, we will be ending this space shortly, and so please, when I pass you the mic, do well to go straight to your questions. And for those sending me DMs, which I've not been able to respond to right now, my sincere apologies. There are tons of them right now, so please do well to DM Ariwachik, Bolanle, or Parallel Facts. Thank you very much. So let's go over now to let's take Natalie Hussein.
Hi, thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Sure, go ahead.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, sir. Thank you for having
Yes,
us.
I'm listening.
All right. So my question, you've answered a big part of my question already from the questions the previous speakers just asked. But however, I'm going to ask it because in a way it's a bit different. So my question goes like this: considering the fact that most of the government institutions, which they have pointed out, have been compromised, I want to know, how do you advise we approach? So it's more about the approach now. How do you advise we approach the next elections? What do you think we need to do differently? And secondly, it looks like we're preparing for the next run, and I want you to please address the fact that many people are really disillusioned. We had people traveling. I remember for the first time, I did everything I could to get my voter's card, and even had to stay in a hotel just to vote. And things turned out the way they turned out, and a lot of people are disillusioned. Can you please address the fact? Can you please just say something to those who are going through all those emotions, and how you think we should still stay mentally prepared, because this is obviously not a sprint, it's a marathon. But when people are disillusioned, when their mental state is just not right, how do they come out to vote for the next elections? How do they even have the hope or the belief? Some people don't even know where to start from, and when you talk about next elections, they don't even want to hear it. So how do you think we should approach this? Thank you very much.
I've said it from the beginning and I say it again. Remain strong and committed to this. What you're saying now is what they want to achieve. They want people to be disillusioned. They want people to not care again. They want to divide us. They've now started doing that, making you feel it's tribal thing. Maybe Yoruba versus Igbo, maybe Hausa versus North versus South. These are the things they will do. But I'm pleading with you, do not listen to them. The question you ask yourself, I, who is from Southwest, am I buying bread cheaper? Am I doing anything? Yes, there might be a few people who are benefiting. Those who benefited from the North Where are they? Where are they now that hunger has returned? Who are they? So these are questions to ask ourselves. So I'm begging you, do not listen to them. Let us stay together. If we stay together and do the right things, we will get there. It's a marathon, like you said. And in a marathon, there's a time you feel like giving up. There's a time like you walk out of the, and that's what they want to achieve. They want to achieve that. So we will not give it to them. We will stay on, and I assure you, they will. If I skip, like I repeated several times, if I tell any of you a bit of what I go through on a daily basis, you said no, give up, let them take everything. But because I've seen it before, because for me, what else to live for? If this is what we should go through and things will work, I'm prepared for it. So when they're doing it, it's like, okay, we're on in it, we will continue to be in it, whatever happens. So I'm begging everybody, let's stay on. Don't feel anything. What we achieved in 1 year, so that if we work hard with all they're trying to do, they've given us all the promise, they're sharing everything, let's stay together. All we want is a better Nigeria where everybody will start feeling proud of being part of that country. States that are countries that are denying us opportunity today. Dubai, for example, didn't say this type of people can come. The other people, it is Nigeria that they are saying they don't want us again. Iran that denied the visa didn't say some Nigerians will come, some will not be. It is Nigeria. Everybody that is dealing with us now is dealing with us as a Nigerian. Like I said, JSK didn't say we will not leave Nigeria because we're in Southwest and the Southwestern is now in charge. They left because they didn't see hope in Nigeria. Because it's about Nigeria. It's not about who is there and who is not there. PNG, all their facilities is in Southwest. They left. They didn't say, oh, they didn't leave because a Southeastern and a Northerner. They didn't even leave when Buhari was in charge to say, okay, since it's the Northerner that is there. So, and the same thing is what is happening everywhere. Same thing is what is happening everywhere. Nobody is saying, oh, because this person is in charge or this person is there, let's stay. No, they are all going because they no longer see hope in your place. That's why they are going. And we must all come together to reverse that. If you stay on, those who are disillusioned will turn around. It will be difficult. But if we all not stay on, it will come to a time those who are pushing us will know that we can stay together and work together. And I'm urging all of us, please, for we have no other country except this one. Let us stay together, no matter the differences we have, no matter a different background, ethnicity, religion, these are things they're using to confuse us. Everywhere, most religions are stayed together. You have seen me say it in campaigns. The Catholic church in Dubai was built by Emir of Dubai. He's a Muslim. The Queen gave the Muslims one of the choicest land in London to build their mosque. They are not Muslims. In the UK, everybody lives together. In other parts of the world, everybody lives together. Let us live together in Nigeria. Do not listen to them when they tell you Peter Obi is this, Peter Obi is this. The only thing Peter Obi is that he's not believing in what they are doing. He's talking about a change. Even if I'm as bad as they think, at least I'm better than some. That is why I'm able to see money that I would have taken and say no to it. This is what we want to do. Let's start looking for those who can say even partly in it. Why is the other people leaving debts? Why didn't they leave money? These are things we want to do. Let's look for those who are at least trying to do something and work with them. It will go a long way. It is important. It will go a long way. It is important. It's a lot of sacrifice, but it is achievable.
Okay, thank you very much, Your Excellency. Let's have Odo Akaji.
Hello, Miss Pels. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Please go ahead.
Oh, fantastic. Good evening, Mr. Obi. I'm calling from Abia State, so thank you for supporting Alex to ascend the leadership of my state. We feel the difference. My question is, how do you feel that your party were not able to stop these people from swearing into INEC positions, well-known card-carrying members of the APC, which is against the norm and against the law? Thank you.
Well, for me, just people can still be there and will affect the change. People think, let me tell you, in countries where there have been change, people have even their uncles and their brothers and everything, and there was change. It's happened in countries where they have their uncles, their parents, their children, everywhere, and change happened. So all those people that are swearing in, when there will be change, they will be there, and they will not do anything for them. It is when we allow it that they will get away with whatever they will get away with. When one day, they will not be able to do it. There will be a day, INEC officer will not risk announcing the wrong result. He will not risk it because he knows the implication. It will happen. There will be a time no judge will risk giving any type of reckless judgment. It will happen if only we remain together and do the right things. Thank you for acknowledging what is happening in Abia. If you go now, you see people who are saying Peter Obi doesn't criticize Alex for financial recklessness. He's criticizing other people, and I'll laugh. Go and see financial recklessness, but go and see what he's been able to do in a few months. He's been in charge. What are we asking people to do? Just do some work. So people have not done anything, and they're telling you, oh, go and see what is happening in Abia. What has been happening in Abia? What has happened? This man came in with the same government that we're all quarreling with now. Go to Abia and you see a clear change, a clear direction. And that's what we're saying, that it is not how long. You can start from day one, doing the right things from day one. And it started it from day one. Everybody can see it. So thank you for acknowledging that. I assure you that's what we want to do.
Thank you for giving us the voice. Thank you for being the hope for the hopeless like us. One of the reasons why I stood my ground waiting for you is for me to have this kind of one-on-one conversation with you. I really want to appreciate you. Yeah, the question I want
Thank
to
you.
ask you is this, you knowing Nigerian mandate was stolen, and you sleeping and waking up to see how those who stole our mandate are keep running the country to the ground. How do you feel? What is the hope of a common man like me? Like you said, leaving this country is not the solution. And it's really tiring and
The hope,
frustrating. How do you
the
feel
hope we
waking up
have
and
is
seeing
to
all this? Please.
the hope we have is to continue to resist them, to continue to say no to all this. The hope we have is to continue saying no. I've said it repeatedly here that what I'm going through is enough for anybody to say, no, I cannot go through this again. But I'm going through it. You know, I'm at a point where, like I've repeated it several times here, I'm at a point where you wake up one day and I'll not be there. But we must resist it. We must. We must resist it. If we don't, it will consume not just us, but future generation. We must now continue to say no, even if we are remaining just few of us, which is what they want to do now. If I tell you that the amount of money being shared today has never been shared politically in this country, what they are sharing today. And they are sharing it because they want us to run away. They are sharing it because they know they've impoverished the people. So those people who are impoverished are now busy collecting their own money in a manner where they're going to use it to show, oh, these people. So for me, no problem. I can assure you I am there, committed to it, and everything. So do not give up. We will be there. And if anything goes wrong, please continue. I tell people this. If you hear that anything goes wrong with me, do not join them. They will come with intimidation, they will come with fear, they will come with everything. But that will not bring change. What will bring change is that we will remain together. They will remain together. It's not that when they jail this man or kill this man, everybody runs away. I'm not going to run away. I'm in it, and I'll remain in it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Apologies, guys. We cannot take more speakers right now. We're just going to have the last person here on stage, and then we have to end the space. We've actually exceeded the amount of hours we planned to spend here. And again, I apologize. I'm getting tons and tons and tons of DMs from people, even as I'm speaking. I really apologize. I won't be able to respond right now till after the space. So over to you, Ibrahim. Then, when you ask, Your Excellency, after Ibrahim asks, can you please answer his question and then go ahead and give your final submission?
Thank you. The
Thank you
person
very
is
much,
not there
sir.
any longer.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Parallels. But my own is not very low. You have said that we have to come together. We have to stick together. We have to be together. So I think coming together needs a small
I'm not
structure
hearing you again.
and a small leadership for us to see how we can come
Oh,
together
hold on,
Hello?
to do
hold
whatever we
on.
want to do.
Ibrahim, can
Hello?
you hold on a little bit? Your Excellency, can you hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear me, sir?
I'm hearing you now.
Okay. Ibrahim is speaking next. Let's see if you can hear him.
Okay.
Ibrahim, please go ahead.
Yeah, Excellency, you've been saying that we have to come together, we have to be together, we have to work together. And working together, being together, need like a structure and small leadership, and also what we'll be doing to keep ourselves together, the activities we're supposed to be both online and offline, how we're supposed to, that family mindset that you want us to have, what are we going to put together to bring ourselves more closer? I think Parallel Facts and Violence Space are doing an activity on a weekly basis. What else can we put together just for us to remain one family? And how is the leadership going to be? Are we still going to revert back to you? Are we supposed to select some people around us that to give us leadership, or we just continue to do what we did during the election, everybody to be on this one? Thank you.
Well, these are things that we're going to talk about and work on going forward. We must find a way to remain together, work together, like I said. But this, what you said now, is like a suggestion on things we need to do going forward. We really need to start, finding ways of remaining together, engaged, but it will be something we must do if we must be able to achieve any result that will impact and achieve where we're going, because we have a purpose. It is that purpose that will keep us together. It is that have us to have a loose coordination, maybe people in different zones, in different areas, and everything. No, it wouldn't be just referring only to me. We have to have leadership that is coordinated so that we know we are working. But if we just came out of the election, we're going to do that. We're going to be working with Labour Party, because that is where we are. And then other people who believe in what they're doing, who are not our members, we have to find a way to accommodate everybody to be able to move. But it is not something I can say to you, this is the way, this night, or this way. These are things we have to, other people will come with their different ideas. Remember what I've always said, I don't know everything. Anybody who knows everything to me is an idiot. You learn, you listen to other people. I'm somebody who believes that a leader's job is to always learn, always listen. A leader must be a listener, he must be a learner, but he must be someone who is strong enough to know that you have to implement the right thing, do the right thing, stay on it, even when it's going to be a huge cost to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Your Excellency. Would that count as your final submission, or you still want to give a final submission, sir?
Well, let me again appeal, kneeling down to say, please do not give up. Our country is going through a very difficult time. People are suffering. It is not easy for any country to go where over 50% of your population is living under poverty. Over almost three-quarter of your population is living under multidimensional poverty. Over 20 million of your population are students out of school. You have almost 40% youth unemployment. It is not easy. And we can't go on like this. We have no other country except this one. And I'm begging all of you, do not give up on the country. Yes, people might find way to go out, but even if you go out, do not switch off on Nigeria. Remember that your people are here. We're here. We don't want to give up. Let us work as a family. Even if some of us are not there tomorrow, do not give up on Nigeria. It is the only country we have, and we can remain united. Nigeria has all it takes to be a great country. From the north to the west, to the east, to the center, God has blessed this country.
So, guys, that was the people's president, Mr. Peter Obi, speaking with the obedient family, and giving them hope that all their effort during the election wasn't and isn't in vain. I mean, we got a lot of gains. I mean, we showed them pepper. They know that, there is this group of people in Nigeria who do not still want the status quo to continue the way it has been. I mean, it is a clear message sent out to the opposition or the ruling party. I mean, it is very clear to them that the obedient movement is a very strong movement, and they are very conscious about that. So I want to say that honestly, we made a lot of gains during the last election. For the fact that INEC and the judiciary have been used to work against us does not mean we shouldn't celebrate our success. We gained a lot of ground. At least now, if they are planning, they are putting us into consideration, because they know there is a strong force that will resist them, hardly. And honestly, we must say a very big kudos to the obedient family, big kudos to Peter Obi and Dati Ahmed, a big kudos to the Labour Party, because we've shown them that honestly that these politicians can be retired, and we are yet to see more of that happen. Many of them were retired during the last election, and we are hoping that most of them will be retired come this election. Let's remain resilient, let's remain strong, and let's keep talking to others. We need to start converting those of them in the APC to join the Labour Party, to join the obedient family. We have to start talking to those youths that are still in the PDP or in the APC, any of those parties, to join the obedient movement. I think this is the time for us to just start our evangelism, telling them that, we found the right way. We have somebody who will come in and he will not be interested in, taking the people's money. He just wants to see the people's money work for the people. And I think that it will be a great transformation should we have a person of Peter Obi and Dati Ahmed, to steer the ship of this nation. Honestly, we will not regret it. So, guys, you've heard it directly from Mr. Peter Obi. Let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, give this video a like so that YouTube can recommend it for more people to watch, and drop your thoughts. And if you don't mind, you can always buy us a cup of coffee, and we'll appreciate that. Thank you, and God bless you. Bye.